Wow, what a fantastic experience to spend that time with Jerry Calabrese. Not only a lifetime of achievement at McDonald's, but a real self-awareness of why he was able to have that kind of an impact. Very few of us have had the situation that he found himself in and his wife, suddenly finding they're pregnant 4 months out of high school, starting college, hoping to play baseball. I mean, it's incredible. And the question that they ask themselves is one of the most important questions any of us can ask. How can we make this work? He relied on some values that obviously have come through time and time again in his career. One of the most important is commitment. They never considered not having the child. Belief in themselves, which enabled them to be immensely adaptable despite the fact they didn't know where the next nickel was going to come from. Family. He said, my parents, my family, they're like teammates. And we all know that when we're raising children, if we can have that direct impact of relatives, particularly grandparents, how powerful it is. And that he grew up with a tremendous work ethic. You definitely get the sense of a person that wasn't looking for handouts, willing to take a couple of jobs on at a time, budgeting very carefully, putting himself through school, and then getting started with a really respected public accounting firm, and then impressing McDonald's and going on from there. Absolutely fantastic. Work and family balance, values. I mean, it's amazing. And I can see why he's able to have an impact that he's having in the community with at-risk youth. He is so centered and so focused on the things that count for him, his own faith, his own desire to give back to the community, his desire to be there for his grandkids and for his kids, his devotion to his parents. I think the really great thing I get from this is, what are the most important things? He mentioned that when people hit a brick wall, one of the things that they've got to back up is just simply say, so why are we even doing this? Why are we in this business? Not from the sense of, we're crazy to be in this business, but let's go back to why are we in this business? Because once we get that straight, we understand our why, as Simon Sinek would put it, then it gives us a renewed sense of energy. And we can then focus on what's not working, why is it not working, how can we fix it, what are the people that we need to help us fix that, which is so good. But Jerry said that whenever he's faced this inevitable challenges that we're all going to face, values, stepping back, assessing the situation, pulling trusted teammates in, such an important thing. Improving performance. He put in lots of very strong measurement systems. And at first there were pushback against those measurement systems. And I think many of us, as we're striving to get consistency across our organizations, have occasionally had people bristle at the idea of, what, you don't trust me? You don't think I'm working hard enough, working as hard as I can? No, he took a really different approach to it. He said, let's just understand that everybody comes to work with good intentions. Everybody wants to be successful. And let's work with them together to share what the end result could be. They did some testing. They figured out which performance improvement plans seemed to yield the best on the bottom line. They had that proof, and they didn't sneak up on people. And I think this is important. There is such a place, I think, for kind of surprise, secret shopping, et cetera, that people don't really know they're being observed. But he let the operators know ahead of time, we're going to be coming. We're going to look at your quality, your cleanliness, your service, all of these things. We're going to let you know when we're coming. So it really made them feel like they were on board and being part of the solution. There's a real note in there for all of us that are focused on performance improvement. My chairman of the board often says the solution to most problems is within 5 feet of where the problem is discovered. In other words, the people that are right there have the ability to identify that, work with it in such a great way. So Jerry clearly has this, which is so great. He's not afraid to speak his mind. And he says when he does speak his mind, he focuses on values, focuses on doing what's right, and trying to say what's right. Doesn't always win, doesn't always work that way. But he's on record as registering, this is how I feel about this. But I think probably the most important lesson is the one that I had him go back and talk about. When he didn't get a promotion, he actively supported the person that did. And that enabled that person to have the best possible chance to succeed. And clearly, people noticed that. And when that person was not able to succeed, Jerry was then elevated to the position and remains good friends with that person. Makes so much more sense than trying to torpedo somebody's chances, starting back channel conversations, getting gossip triangles going. Doesn't do any good for anything. So supporting those people, and that's a really, really key thing. He talked about mistake making. The first thing we need to do is raise our hand and say, I made a mistake, but then work really hard that we don't repeat the same one. I think that's a big reminder to me of a lesson I heard from the assistant base commander at Eglin Air Force Base many, many years ago when he toured our group around on a very close insiders tour. And he explained that in their parlance, something is not a mistake unless you do the same wrong thing twice. Everything else is a learning experience. And Jerry Calabrese obviously has learned throughout his career. He's continuing to learn now as a very active, busy retiree, focusing on those 5Gs that he spoke about. And I know that the children that he spends time with, particularly his grandchildren, are indeed blessed. Thank you for being a part of the Action Catalyst, and we look forward to having you next time.